the World Health Organization, 15% of people in the world have some form of disability. And the Center for Disease Control states there are over 53 million disabled Americans. In fact, statistics show 29% of all American families have at least one family member dealing with a disability. Disabilities come in many forms. Dictionary.com defines it as a physical or mental handicap that may prevent a person from living a full normal life. It can be visual, mental, physical, psychological, or disease-related, and can occur at any time. My purpose for this speech is to persuade you to see the importance of interacting with people who are challenged with disabilities. By a show of hands, who here has a friend or family member who lives with one of these challenges? Interesting. During my speech, I will discuss where and when you may find disabled people, why you should learn how to deal with people with different abilities, and how to talk to these individuals. Where and when do you see people with disabilities? We're everywhere. In 1975, the Individuals and Disabilities Education Act was passed. After that, more differently abled students were included in regular classrooms. Today, many disabled students pursue a post-secondary education. I am case in point. HAC even has its own disability services department, so I am probably not the only student with a disability that you will meet here. In 1990, President Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act. The law prohibits job discrimination. The Census Bureau states that 29.4 million individuals with disabilities are of working age, and out of them, 52% are employed. As a result, you may meet a person with disabilities at a job as a coworker or their customer. Research shows people with disabilities make good employees. We appreciate being given the chance to do something productive, and we will work hard to prove ourselves. Forbes magazine and Access Australia state businesses report better employee morale, good retention rates, and less absenteeism. And a study done at the University of Boston said employers find developmentally disabled individuals are loyal, hardworking, punctual, inspiring employees who remain in jobs for the long haul. You might be sitting here thinking, okay, Matt, sure, we've seen people with disabilities before. We understand that we may be in a class or a job with them. Why does it matter? It matters because while we really appreciate being included, we also want to be treated normally. Granted, not all people with disabilities are as awesomely interactive as I am. Some are not very verbal. I know this can make some people uncomfortable. Sometimes people stare or they will look away to avoid interactions with disabled individuals. When I was doing research, I actually found an article in the Huffington Post titled, "How to Talk to a Person with Disabilities Without Sounding Like an Alien." While I didn't agree with everything in the article, the author did bring up some good points. Here are a few tips for interacting with people with special needs. One is a pet peeve of mine. Please talk to us, not just the non-disabled people around us. Number two, don't be patronizing. Talk to us in the same tone of voice you would use to talk to everyone else. Number 3, don't assume we need help. We may not be as fast as you, but we'd really rather do it ourselves. Number 4, when in doubt, use the golden rule. Just treat us how you would like to be treated. We are people just like you, with thoughts and feelings and our own opinions. For example, I might not be able to drive, but I love sports, I go to the movies, and play video games. I like looking at cute girls, I couldn't live without my cell phone, and I enjoy pizza and beer, just like most of you. Don't worry, I'm 21. People with challenges also have a really good grasp on reality. They are much less likely to complain about their life than those without challenges. Since things don't always come easy for us, we are willing to work hard and we don't take people or things for granted. You might also find you enjoy a wickedly warped sense of humor. We would rather have you ask us about our challenges than avoid us or look away. I promise we aren't contagious and we don't bite. Well, at least I don't. We are also very compassionate. Since we have challenges, we won't judge you on yours. We are fun and friendly, and we can be very loyal friends. At the beginning of my speech, I said I would tell you where and when you may find people with disabilities, why it's important to learn how to deal with them, and I would offer you some tips on how to interact with such individuals. Based on the numbers, you might meet many people with disabilities, whether in a class, job, or anywhere. Just treat us like everyone else. We have more in common with you than you realize. With practice, you'll be more comfortable and it will be worth the effort. If nothing else, you may gain a new perspective and realize life isn't as bad as you thought. And if you're real lucky, you may just make a new friend.